Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are here live, and then, of course, back from 9 to midnight Central Standard Time. We're going to have wide open phones now for the balance of today's transmission. 1-800-259-9231. 1-800-259-9231. We got Bill, Doc, John, William, Julio, and others. And I was just told in my ear from Minnesota that Doc is the guy's YouTube video I played on air yesterday, really in 10 minutes, because I get in these long-winded rants, take me an hour to talk about it, really broke down how in the Soviet Union, Nazi Germany, they just create these lists, these terror lists, these dissident lists that you can't find out why you got on them, can't get off of them. First, you can't have business, can't travel. Then you got to live in a certain area. Then you're arrested. That's what's being announced, being set up. So we'll talk to him in a minute. But first, Bill in Iowa disagrees. Let's see what this is. Hey, Bill.
Yes, Alex, I'm one of yours biggest fans. But anyway, earlier in the broadcast, did I misunderstand, or did you say that you could shoot a turkey at 6,000 yards?
Yeah, I meant 600 yards.
Okay. All right. Then.
That's funny. That's funny. You know what happens when you get on air? Just like Dr. Piazza was saying, when you actually get in a shootout with somebody, you lose half your mind and aren't as good as you are when you're calm. When you're on air and you're sitting here just talking to somebody and 600 yards, not 6,000 yards, obviously a 50 caliber, you might be able to shoot something at 1,000 yards. And I actually have, shot like old junk cars at a buddy's house at 1,000 yards. At night with tracers. Now that is fun. Looks like Star Wars. Big red tracer shoots out and then boom. You see it 1,000 yards just and then you hear like thunk when it hits. But yes, I constantly do stuff like that. Like one time I said, in 1676 we'd have started the war with the Redcoats. And then later I hear the show and I'm driving down the road rebroadcast and I'm like, it's 1776. So yes, I'm correct. Didn't sound stupid. But, that happens when you're on the air 4 hours a day. I'm constantly, probably once or twice a day, I was diagnosed dyslexic. Now, who knows if dyslexic and all that's even real? Maybe it's just normal that a certain percentage of people write B's backwards and D's backwards, and I'll flip numbers. That's why my wife does the accounting and not me. So I'm constantly, 600 yards, 6,000 yards. I was thinking of a shot I took. The fence line at my uncle's was 600 yards away, and this deer jumps over it, and I fired once, and I saw it hit the ground right in front of it, and then I fired again and hit him right in the chest, and he fell over and died. I was shooting him straight on. And so that was the last 625 yards, actually, shot I took. But I did it on my second shot. But when I was like 14, I would have killed him on the first shot. So that was the issue, yes.
About that, I just had to gig you on that. I thought it was...
Yeah, my grandpa could shoot a turkey at 6,000 yards. No.
Yeah, keep up the good work, my friend.
All right, buddy, I appreciate it. Yeah, when I was like 16, probably my best shot when I used to go shooting every weekend with a 243. We had a shooting range out on our property, a fence line, and I could put a Tabasco bottle up on the fence post, and I could shoot the red cap off at 200 yards. And that was with like a 5-power scope, not even a very fancy scope. Now, if I tried 2 or 3 times at 200 yards, I'd be able to hit the Tabasco bottle, the little Tabasco bottle. I hit it every time. It was a big one. In fact, I used to go to the shooting range, and I could sit there at 100 yards and shoot to the same hole 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sometimes times. Same hole at 100 yards. Just boom, just perfect. Now, that's precision. And now, 100 yards, I can make a big hole, but I'm talking the same hole, folks. And that's how you build a skill, and then you lose it. So that was my whole issue, talking fast. See, the problem is, I've actually, and I appreciate your call, Bill, I've actually listened to a lot of other talk show hosts. What they do is they wait with a guest and then let them talk. And then they take their time when they talk. That is the guest, the host does. They just do it real slick and real calm and wait and then talk slow. And even though they're interrupting more, it has the illusion of not interrupting. Whereas me, I'll kind of fast throw stuff in with a guest because I got the thought and I don't want to forget it. And then I'll say 6,000 yards instead of 600 yards. Okay. That's how that works. It doesn't even matter. Doc in California. Doc, how you doing?
How you doing, Alex?
Good, buddy.
Hey, it's great to be with you. I'm Sergeant Arms for the Sacramaniacs Motorcycle Club out here in Sacramento.
Oh, great.
And I really appreciate you putting my video up on there. We got shut down like a week prior to that. They just closed my channel.
The fellow that runs the Alex Jones channel, he now tries to post everybody who gets censored. But we posted your videos before. It's always great info. Because you're really good at calmly going over things and giving a lot of background. You have a good knowledge of this. And we did see they erased your account. And for those that don't know, thousands of Patriot accounts are being erased for no reason. And in fact, your videos are just you on a webcam. They don't even make copyright claims. They just erase you. And so
yeah, they wouldn't even give me a reason. They just said, they said something about my video and something to do with Google search, and then that was it. There was no appeal, nothing. It was just, they just ended my account. But the main reason that I've been trying to call the last couple of days is this gun bill and the way they're singling out groups. It's not that they're going to start going around and messing with people. They came not to just our club, but to the Vagos as well, and they raided us all, took us outside. They had the Department of Homeland Security, they had the BATF, and they made us and all our wives hold up mugshot signs, took pictures of us all, and said it was going in a database, terrorist database.
Well, let me stop you.
They said that they would be back to get us later.
All right, well, let me just stop you. I wasn't aware of this, but for those that don't know, and I'm going to let you tell the story. I want you to tell it all in detail here because I believe you because I'm already aware of this. And you try to tell listeners this. First, who did Hitler first persecute? Jews, gypsies, Seventh-day Adventists, Jehovah's Witness, stuff like that, because that's a minority. It's okay to persecute them. And they've always harassed motorcycle gangs, even, mainline clubs. And so the issue is they do it to a minority first. And around here in Texas, clean cut 14-year-old can be walking back or riding his scooter from his job at a gas station. The cops pull you over, get you up against a wall. This happened to me when I was like 20 here in Austin. And they want to question you and take a photo of you. And they put you in the gang database so they can then fluff it up and act like everybody's a terrorist. They're now arresting citizens that photograph downtown D.C. It almost happened to us. Most veterans I know, when I say most of the veterans I know can't buy guns anymore. No criminal record. The cops won't say, the NICS system won't say why. They just say you're refused. And there's no way to appeal. That's just the end of it in America. They're telling the VFWs that they're basically criminals. They've got to report all their Civil War cannons and everything. And the BATF, they say, is going to be visiting them. And then we called the head office in D.C. and they said, yeah, BATF's going to be watching veterans. There are training manuals. I'm just giving people that are watching this for the first time, because I know this will probably go viral on the web, since we're bringing this up. I just showed you mainstream news. ACLU admits they're teaching all the military that all protest is illegal and an act of terrorism. The Army's watching in the Fed groups. We got the secret documents, and it became mainstream news that I'm being watched by the Army. The Army follows me around. I've had them in parking lots come up and threaten me years ago and tell me, they're watching me and they're going to get me. So this is all part of the mafia stuff. And you tell people, it's like when I told folks the FBI was here, but I couldn't say because there was a gag order in the federal subpoena. They thought that was a lie until it was all over AP and everywhere after the guy was arrested. They were looking for. And so when I tell you, they blocked my car in before, and I get out and go, what's the problem? And it's guys going, the problem is we're watching you, Jones. The military's watching you. Watch your ass. And so when you bring this story up, I believe you, because this is what they're doing. They're going around with federal police. They've announced they federalized state police all over the country. They haven't told most of the state police yet, but they're already under federal control. They've openly announced it in Arizona. So I wanted to interrupt you and back you up that they're announcing gun owners, veterans, conservatives, everybody's a terrorist. Now, slowly, tell us about your bike club. Tell us word for word when it was, what happened, and then I'm going to look into it. Go ahead. This is major news. Go ahead.
Well, what happened is Kevin Johnson is the mayor out here, and when he was trying to get elected, he pulled all these publicity stunts, and he over a 3-day period, he did an operation called Snag. And I think if you Google that, it'll come up in the SAC-B, Operation Snag. They arrested like 500 and something, 80 people or something like that. Well, what they were doing is just driving around the street and arresting anybody that had red sneakers on or a blue hat, because red and blue are gang colors. And
same things happened to me. One time I was wearing a blue hat with a Pennsylvania team, just I like the black hat, dark navy blue. And I was all questioned if I was a terrorist, but go ahead.